Now in my last video, we went over nutrition, and my whole point was driving home how overcomplicated people have made nutrition. And I wanted to give you guys the bare bones basics on what has worked and what actually is gonna matter. But I realized, oh my God, I wanna make a video like this on training. But in reality, training has been made even more of a mindfuck than nutrition. So today I thought I'd just go over everything I thought matters that you should know before you start lifting. Now, nothing matters if you're not consistent and adherent to what you set yourself out to do. And the thing is, the newer you guys are, the harder it is going to be to build that consistency. I would rather have a client who commits to 3 days of training for the whole year than one that commits to 6 days of training for half the year and then the next half is gone 404 on me. Now, it's not the only thing that matters, but without it, you're pretty much guaranteed to get no results. And there's a reason why I'm bringing this up first, because being consistent is the foundation to everyone's success. But without consistency, you're never going to go anywhere. I know it may sound harsh, but being consistent is by far the biggest battle people have at the start. Nutrition is going to determine the results you do or don't get from your training. And the beautiful thing about this is the shittier your diet is, the easier it is to fix. So for you guys that are on the bottom tier and you're just eating whatever you feel like and you're living off Macca's and 7-Eleven food, for you guys just starting to eat healthy is going to net you massive results. And I wouldn't even worry about tracking until you guys learn how to actually eat healthy and build that habit of healthy eating. You're going to notice building habits is a big theme of this, because largely that's all this is, habit building over time. But if you were paying attention at the start of the video, it just so happens that I have the best dieting advice on the internet listed right up on my page. Check out my last video if you want to get a how to diet, bullshit free, scam free guide on how to go about nutrition and avoid all the bullshit that doesn't matter and only target what's going to get you results. Yeah, I'm going to plug my own video. For this segment, I genuinely would recommend going and checking it out. Sleep is going to be either of greater or equal importance to nutrition. When you guys are under rested and under recovered, everything else gets harder. Outside of your training, cravings go up, testosterone depletes, you find it harder to do basic tasks, concentration, brain fog. The more under recovered and under rested you are. Dial in your sleep. 7 to 9 hours. No, 5 to 6 is not enough. You may feel like you're going okay without 5 to 6 hours, but that's only because you become so used to feeling like shit. And that way, when you guys finally adjust and know what it's like to go through a day with good sleep, you're going to realize, holy shit, me missing out on sleep has made me miss out on so many benefits and so much mental clarity that I could be getting. Training. This is the part that seems to confuse everyone, and I definitely can see why. It seems like every time I log onto social media, there's a new stretched, based, optimal way of training that looks fucking stupid, making it to the top of the For You page. And because a regular effective training does not look that flashy or exciting, of course, when beginners see this, it's going to be the first thing they think they need to do and put in their program. So let's cut out the confusion. The main things that matter when you're training are: 1, form. Make sure your form is at least good enough. You don't have to be a robot performing every single set to absolute perfection, but make sure your form is at least good enough to be targeting the muscle that you want to train. And number 2, intensity combined with number 3, progression. You cannot come in and just do a mid-set every single time and expect to walk out of the gym looking like Kratos. You guys got to remember, you actually need to give your muscles a reason to grow, which actually means you need to try and put in effort. The whole reason you're in the gym training is to break down the muscle and have it grow back stronger. And the way you're going to do this is by adding weight or reps over time whilst maintaining form. There's no point going up in reps or jumping up in weight if you guys are losing all of your form throughout the process. And contrary to popular belief, you don't need to be spending half your life in the gym in order to build muscle. An hour of intense training is going to net you as many benefits as you can get, because the more sets and volume you cram into your training, the less effective each set comes. So just stick to an hour of effective training. Now, for us to do that, we need to look at what a quality set looks like. So let's get a look at an example of a quality working set. All right, Elias steps up, ready for his set, incline press, sits down with the weights, hesitates a little bit, prepares himself mentally, and it is on. He gets right into the set. 1, 2, he's cranking him out. Not too heavy, but also not too light. He's starting to struggle. It seems like the set is about to end, but he's keeping on going. All right, surely that was his last rep. No, he's forcing out another one. All right, it's getting really slow now. He's really struggling. Is he gonna drop the weights? No, the man is really sitting there forcing out every single rep he can. All right, that's gotta be his last. No, it's taking him a fucking lifetime to get it up, but he keeps on going. And Elias ends it right there. Beautiful set, Elias. Did not quit for a second. Now it's time for the next exercise. Elias gets right into it. Is it gonna be as good of a set as the last one? Let's see. He's going. Starting to get a bit difficult. Is he gonna quit on us? And he's already stopped the fucking set. What was that, Elias? Jeez. Good. Now that you know what a quality set looks like, your goal is to squeeze in as many of those types of sets that you saw in the first video in that hour of training and as little of those second sets. If you're doing it right, you're going to notice that throughout your training, you're slowly going to lose intensity. So my advice would be put the muscle groups that matter the most to you at the start. And as you go along, the more intensity you lose, the less intense exercises like machines, cables, and other stuff that aren't as fatiguing can come into play. Last but not least, it's crucial that you build a split and a routine that fits into your life. So that means if you guys can only commit to 3 days of training, build a routine that hits each muscle group around those 3 days. Now, let's go look at our favorite myths and bullshit that people are spewing online. I've just quickly researched some and these things could be confusing you. So I'm not just trying to take a shot at people who believe these, but I want to debunk some myths and things that are confusing people. Cardio kills gains. Now, the only time where cardio really kills gains is if you're not eating enough and if you're overly fatiguing yourself during cardio. Now, I do believe, contrary to popular gym bro culture, that you should be having some level of cardiovascular activity in your routine in order to ensure optimal health. These guides are interested in long-term health as well as sustainability. It's not interested in dieting you down to 0% body fat and having you feel like shit. I want you guys to actually maintain good health over the long term when you follow these videos. No, just because the pump is crazy or because you have sore muscles does not mean you're making gains. Don't equate the gaining muscle with the pump, because otherwise you're just going to end up chasing the pump in the gym and not really going up or trying to progressively overload, which is actually something that's going to help you gain muscle. There is no special way to train in order to tone the muscle. All people mean when they say toning the muscle, or when people talk about getting toned, is simply just having more of it and being lower in body fat. Bro, I don't want to get too big. You know, I want to train, but I don't want to get too big. If this was a real issue, no one would be taking steroids. I don't know how people have brainwashed themselves into thinking they're going to turn into Hercules just when they touch a weight. And usually some people will mean they don't want to get bulky. Now that can be controlled by how much you eat. My nutrition video, you need to watch it. And last but not least, all the old people in the back, no. Carbs do not make you fat. Carbs don't make you fat. Ultra processed food and shitty eating habits are the reasons why you are overweight. It is not the carbohydrate. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. The button is just there and it does not cost anything and takes very little effort to press that button. And I promise if you stay with me in the long run, it is going to be one of the best investments you get. It costs nothing to subscribe and all the benefits and upsides are pretty much guaranteed. Thanks so much for watching anyways, guys. Take care.